in a row. That power call that he shut off this morning about that leadership, I have learned from Dr. Eric, I mean, from, yeah, Brother Torrey, Muhammad, from me, making me open my mouth and use your words because I know how to do it. With, you know, with in my past of being a stylist, you kind of got to keep your quiet and just listen to your clients and work like that. So that's why I didn't open my mouth. So just for communication wise, but now since I've been with the team, your team, and my family, I Ross, you guys are like my aunties. I lost my mother, I lost my mom and my dad. So you guys are like my aunties, and you guys are my family. You know what I'm saying? It's only me and my sister. My mom only had us two. I have two daughters. My sister have two. So you guys are my family. So you guys make me grow, make me do more. You know, and I get my certificates. I get my packages because that's what Brother Eric told me to do, and I'll figure it out later. I do that, so I know that. But being able to talk and be a leadership role, I know I have that. And I know that I can do more and more and getting stronger. But I'm glad that I have been walking this path with you guys. So I just wanted to come on here live and say that I love you guys. Have a great day.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, go get it,
Straight love.
Yes, yes.
Doing, sis.
Thank you.
Wow.
Go get it. Doing a great job, sis. Wow.
Doing what you're doing, Queen. You're on the path.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Sister Felicia. Family, there's another young lady that spoke earlier, and obviously there's something that the Lord put on her heart that she wants to share once again. So without any further ado, Miss Roz Range, you have the mic.
Thank you, Brother Mike and Sister, my niecey boo, Felicia. You was in my spirit. I knew you had something to say. And thank you for stepping up and stepping out. No fear here. No fear here. Thank you, Lord God, for Dr. Best and our Kingdom Culture Wealth Builders Worldwide. Because of Dr. Best and because of the leadership, you know, and because of this Kingdom Culture of like-minded people with purpose that's coming to change their lives and helping to change the other lives, you know, we have to be shocked out of failure. And with his messages, you know, and all has helped me, you know, to step out. You know, I had a acronym of FAB, F-A-B. You got to have faith. You got to have the right attitude, and you got to believe to get out of that fear. And also become knowledgeable and get the wisdom of all education and be patient and let's go because we got greatness on the inside of us. And as my nephew said, go after them bears and say, do you look for ways to increase your network? I love it. Back to you, Brother Mike.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Roz Range. And Brother Eric, I just need you to hold on one more second. There's a lovely young lady that we communicate differently. And family, we allow this young lady a little grace because unfortunately, she can't visually see certain buttons to raise hands, but we communicate a unique way. And I'm speaking of our very own Sister Dorcas Clark. So, Sister Clark, you have the mic.
Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear, Sister Dorcas. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for bringing me to the platform again. I did not know that I had unleashed the mute button, but thank you anyway. I just wanted to say, just echo everything that had already been said about the training yesterday was phenomenal. On Board Live, Sister Nikki, you and Brother Mike bought the noise yesterday. That was just too good to even put into words. And then last night, Brother Eric, oh my God, I'm just shaking my head. I'm so proud of you. You brought out so much more information about you. The transparency was there. And then again, of course, Mr. Delco bought it. He said, do not sign up dead bodies. Don't put people in the system and hope that they're going to get it later. Because if they don't have it in the beginning, they're not going to get it later. And he's absolutely right. We cannot resurrect the dead. I mean, we can, but not in this business. You can't resurrect the dead when you're on the quest to make $1 million a day. Brother Corey, you are absolutely right. If your vision is clear enough, your obstacles are invisible. Matter of factly, I am, as you were calling my name to the platform, just to let you know, I did not know that I did this. I'm at a medical appointment right now. I was going back to the exam room. And the nurse was like, okay, they called your name. Go ahead. I'll be right back. So there's no obstacles because the vision is clear. We are on the quest to make $1 million a day. So we improve our knowledge base, Brother Ed. And yes, we are ready for whatever it is you have to say, because after yesterday, it can't get any tougher than that. We all have our hard hats on. So please bring the noise. I'm ready. Back over to you, Brother Mike. Thank you. Love you, family.
Before we let Sister Dorcas go, I know she's going to an appointment, but we need to celebrate something. Over the weekend, Sister Dorcas secured 7 Metaverse certificates, loaded each of the broker certificates a third of the way, and she is fully set up in her country, Belize. Congratulations to you, Sister Dorcas.
Wow.
Congratulations, Queen.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Congratulations.
way to get it done.
Congratulations.
That's what's up.
Yes, indeed.
$1 million a day. No dead bodies. No dead
Congrats,
bodies.
living that belief.
Fire.
Yes, indeed.
Done.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for reminding us of that, Brother Eric, and congratulations, Sister Dorcas. I know you may not be able to speak right now, but please don't underestimate how many thousands of people you've inspired. Your vision is unparalleled. Thank you for all that you do. That being the case, family.
Keep it going, Mr. Johnson. Keep it going. Just going down the line.
I'm gonna get there. Just give me a break. I'm working with a few challenges here. The next voice you're going to hear from is a young man out of Chicago. And trust me when I tell you, he doesn't say much, but when he speaks volumes. I'm speaking of our very own Brother Lorenzo Muhammad.
Yes.
Brother
Thank
Lorenzo,
you, Brother Mike.
You have the mic, sir.
Thank you, Brother Mike. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Go ahead, Brother Lorenzo.
Peace and blessings, family.
All the time we hear you.
No doubt. Man, brother, that training last night, oh my God, it was, as they say, it was off the chisel, it was off the chain. It was on another level. It was phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. Mr. Delco, thank you, Mr. Delco. Thank you, Dr. Ty Best. Thank you, Brother Eric Teray, and thank you, Brother Mike, for all that you do. You work very tirelessly. I just wanted to say, Sister Dorca, something that you said that Mr. Delco said about quality over quantity. When he mentioned the partner that had 9 active lines, I caught a moment, and Brother Eric know what I'm talking about when I say that. I caught a moment and I became a little frustrated because I know how I had built my team. And the key ingredient that he said is the quality. Now I'm vetting people. I'm really, really, really vetting people. I had a prospect that I said, you know what? I don't think this is for you. Because if you're telling me that you're not going to be able to plug in and you're only interested in one aspect of it, I don't know if this is for you.
No.
So I don't even know if I only want to send you my link, because I don't want those type of people in my downline, on my front line, I should say. You know, and that's the attitude that we should have, transform their lives. We don't have a hat in the hand type of scenario here. We have a golden key, a shining key to unlock the keys to your financial and time freedom. So, I mean, that's the attitude we should have. It's not pompous. It's not arrogant. It's something, we have something of value to offer, and we should qualify people before we bring them into this opportunity. That's all I had to say, dear brother. Thank you for letting me on.
Wow. Oh, thank you, Brother Lorenzo.
Thank you, Brother Lorenzo.
Thank you, sir. There's a term for what Brother Lorenzo is talking about. It's called posture. And when you realize that you don't need anybody, and what Mr. Dalco shared last night, family, was priceless, because he said, stop putting dead bodies in your back office. If you know people are not going to do anything, why are you dragging people to come and see what we're doing? You are wasting time. That is your most valuable resource. I promise you, stop wasting time. Now, I get the good fortune of bringing to the mic a young lady that yesterday, she just blew the top off of this thing. And yes, most of you know her by the nickname Nikki, but Miss Nicole Nikki Knox showed up and she showed out. And I get the good fortune of handing her the mic again this morning. So Miss Nicole Nikki Knox, you have the mic.
Hey, everybody. That's because Brother Hatchery Muhammad is my sponsor. Woo! Man. And then he had the nerve to text me later yesterday evening and tell me he kind of held back. Can y'all imagine what we would have got if we'd have got full force if that was him holding back? Good God, that's all I can say. I know sometimes I say I be holding back, but boy, if you was holding back, you'd have blew a blood vessel. He was on fire last night, and that training last night was absolutely I don't have a word for it. I'm going to use amazing, and I can use phenomenal, but let me tell you, you brought it. If you did not lay out how you toe-to-toe, face-to-face, have gotten the 500 plus people, and ain't nobody hear that? Something was wrong, as Brother Mike said. Their wood was wet. That's mine now. It's mine now, Mike. It's mine now.
Oh, snap, Nikki, you must have been muted. Try it again.
Here I am.
There you
go. Brother Eric. I've been on the phone with you when you've been doing that spot. Like you sit at your daughter's school and the crossing guard tell you to move your car up, and you ask her, she look for ways to make more money. This man don't care. Where he at? He gonna do it. I've seen it. I've witnessed it, and that's all we gotta do. You ask everybody you come in contact with. He doesn't go out looking to sponsor people. He go out living life and share the information with everybody he come in contact with, even if he come in contact with their car. I'm telling you, he's amazing, and he's my sponsor. How can I not get fired up about this? I'm just saying. But I just wanted to share this one thing. Like Crypto Steve has a saying. I mean, he tells us something on how you can effectively retain information, because people think everything, you look at everything that we have and you're like, whoa, this is a lot. But he says it himself, when you hear it, when you hear somebody talking about something, you retain about 30% of the information. When you take notes, you get about 50% of the information. But when you actively participate in what it is you're trying to do, so that means when you actively participate in trying to build wealth for your calm down. I'm gonna hand it back over to you, brother Mike. But this morning, and I ain't even had no coffee
yet. Thank you, Nikki.
Wow. Okay, blow a gasket. I hear you, Nick. I hear you. Family, we have several hands that are up. We're going to get to each and every one of those hands. The next voice you'll hear from is a young lady that brings energy in everything she does. When she walks in a room, she lights up that room. And when she hits you with that smile, it's a wrap. Yes, I'm talking about our very own Sister Shayola Benta. Say it, Sister Shayola, you have the mic.
Give thanks, Brother Mike. Greetings, family. I just wanted to, I don't even know how I'm going to go after Nikki, but I'll try something. No, I just wanted to veggie back on a lot of what was said. Yesterday was in my Crypto Steve's voice, phenomenal. It was so from the beginning to the end. Brother Eric, you definitely came with it. So many gems and jewels. Sister Yatira, I mean, perhaps I wasn't ready, but that was so amazing. Wherever she is, sister, you did that. And we're so super proud that you're a part of the family. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of the reminders, all of the knowledge that's being given to us to grow and do what we need, can, should, would be doing. And I'm just happy to be a part of this family. And I say thank you. That is all.
That is all. Thank you, Sister. I told you, family, she hit you with that smile. It's a wrap. The next voice you're going to hear from is no stranger to any platform. And it's amazing because last night was one of those hard hat moments. Well, this young lady always has her hard hat with her, and she's ready to go to battle with whoever wants to talk with her. I'm speaking of our very own Miss Victoria Jenkins. Miss Jenkins, you have the mic.
Oh, thank you. I was going to be quiet, but I can't, in my spirit. The attitude, mine is changing from the family, listening to different people, different cultures, different opinions, so forth and so on. Well, being that opinions are like, ask me any kind of question you want, I'll give you an answer. But my opinion is, if we're going into planting seeds, that's your job. The attitude of others is not. Plant the seed, let it get in the soil, take root, and let them develop when God sees fit for them to develop. All you are required to do is pass the word. Somebody else says something about fear. Maybe that's what I have accomplished in my spirit, taking it on, not wanting to say anything, and had plenty of opportunities other than my family, because people are crying. And God put them in my path to let me know that they're crying for something else, and we have it. And I didn't open my mouth. But that's what God wants you to do. Each and every last one of you. Plant the seed. Don't worry about their attitude. That's not your job. Just plant the seed. When it takes root and develops roots and come up out of the ground, that's God's work. That's all I have to say for right now. Thank you for hearing me.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Victoria Jenkins. Family, we're shifting gears slightly. There's a young lady that has her hand up, and we definitely want to hear what she has to say. I'm speaking of our very own Sister Otetiani. Sister Otetiani, you have the mic.
Gracious as always, Brother Mike, that's what you are. Shout out to Brother Eric Teray Muhammad, the leader of the pack, Dr. Ty Best, the heart of the matter, Dr. Mr. El Delco, who is the fire that keeps us all running, looking for more gas. And of course, the royal, the regal, the righteous, the roar, and the additions. Good morning to you. I had an amazing weekend. I have had an amazing epiphany based on plugging in. I realized that me, myself, and I had some blinders on, and I think they were glued on with what was that tiger glue that girl used on her hair that time? But anyway, I was able to release, relate, and let go of it. And I have a word for you today, my friends. It's been bubbling and wanting to come out. I said, let's wait for it. And here it is, another original piece entitled Libation Rain. And it goes, libation rain and warm sunshine. Who could guess what makes God's kind? Slowly, surely, safely, securely, subsist two seeds in one crack. Piquant pepper and mango sweet, which outshadows, which draws back. We can't bear much more of this. We can't share much more of this because we love life side by side. We won't die. The sower of the foreign field wept with concern, for he'd hear and feel musical disconsolate cries. What must we bear? What must we hide? Long live the fiery kiss pressed between the sower and his mist, sublime and symbolic. Hold on a second. with good, with bad means to their end. When one sows, seeds will begin.
Awesome, Atapian.
Wow.
Ow.
Yes, thank you. We have one more hand up, family, and we definitely want to give this young lady an opportunity to speak. Many of you hear her every morning, but I have a funny suspicion you will hear something very unique right now. I'm speaking of our very own Miss C. Mahone. You have the mic.
Thank you, Brother Mike. I just wanted to come in and say ditto, ditto, ditto to every comment that was made about our very own Brother Eric Toure Muhammad. Last night was outstanding. And I just wanted to go over one thing that he said last night. He said, Brother Eric said, you can't fear the process. He said, tools are not designed to cause pain. What the true purpose of a greeting, a smile, a business card, the cell phone, a handshake, he said, all of those tools are to be pleasurable. And I just hit me this morning. We're not supposed to be feeling any kind of pain when we're in the process. And if it's causing you pain, you're either doing it wrong or you're talking to the wrong person, and you need to listen to your spirit and just move on. But thank you, Brother Eric. Last night was amazing. Back to you, Brother Mike.
Amen,
Wow.
sister.
Thank you, Cece. That was amazing. One thing before Brother Eric comes up, and family, understand this. Cece said it, Brother Eric said it another way last night. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. And a no is not going to destroy you. You're not going to swivel up and die because someone said no, they're not interested. Just no means next. Keep moving. I have literally been on conversations with Eric, and he's run into someone, and the next thing I know, hey, brother, you keep your income options open? I mean, what difference does it make? You had no going in. You got a 50-50 shot. You may get a business partner out of the deal. Talk to everyone. And this brother has mastered it. That gives me the good fortune of bringing to the microphone the gentleman that developed this microphone, Brother Eric Toure Muhammad. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Brother Mike. Sister Cece, thank you for acknowledging that point, because that was really the crux of everything that I wanted to say. And I did have a lot more, but one of my great teachers, Mr. Mike Johnson, taught me about not showing up with a fire hose to put out a little, to pour a little
Give
out.
them a drink of water.
Yeah, give them a drink of water. That's it. And so I thank you. I thank all of you. And it's because of you that we're here and I'm able to do some things. So a couple of things. One, this is to be a week of review in classes in session. And it was sort of surprising in terms of how circumstances have developed, and it's going to allow us to do a lot in the way of replay and some live streams sprinkled in between the days of this week. But it's a moment I really believe that we can use to reassess where we are and go back to those things. I spoke with Dr. Best and Sister Cece this morning. Go back to those things we probably don't remember anyway. And look at them and take good note from another spirit. See, because generational wealth is not just for those to come, those down in our family line. Generational wealth is the change we experience every tick of the clock. There's an older you every second of the day. So likewise, there's a more matured you, hopefully, or me, hopefully, when we review a thing, once again, hear a thing. You know, so we'll be doing a lot of that this week with the hope that we continue to find value in it. Sister Nikki, did you want to say something? I see your hand.
I'm sorry. Real quick, it just came to mind when we talk about speaking things into existence as if it has already happened. Like what you want, say you're gonna get it. Don't say I wish I could. Mm-hmm. I want. No, say I'm gonna get it. And if you remember, Brother Eric, I was on a phone call with you and Mike, and I told y'all 2 certificates that I was gonna get, and I was gonna fully load those certificates, right?
That's right.
Later on that day, I went to my house. Now, I've been staying with my daughter for 2 months because of my knee surgery, because I had to go up steps to get my house. I got home, emptied my mailbox. There was a check in my mailbox to cover what I said I wanted. And I already have the money in the bank, but that check was not expected. But it was sitting in my mailbox, and I had no clue it was there. Speak what you want into existence, and the universe will conspire to give you what you deserve. Back to you, Brother.
Amen, Nick.
Man,
Amen.
we need to celebrate that. Unmute that mic. Celebrate.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Congratulations, Nick.
Congratulations, sis.
Amen.
Yes.
Congratulations, sister. I'm about to secure this bag.
Who better? Who better?
I'm about to secure this bag.
Yes, indeed. Miss Nicole Nikki Knox. Go ahead, Nick.
Wow. Come on, Brother Corey, with your comment, because once I get rolling, I don't know if I'm going to stop.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about picking up that phone, man. The phone is just as heavy as your heart. The heavier your heart, the heavier the phone. The lighter your heart, the lighter the phone. Wow. If you got fear, procrastination, or doubt of any kind, then that phone is going to be heavy. But if you have any kind of optimism, if you're optimistic, confident, and joyous, then that phone becomes light. I'm only talking from experience because that phone was heavy for me. But when I started to pick up that phone, it became light. And that's the spiritual energy when you overcome your fears that hits you in your solar plex that levels you up. I'm trying to tell you. I'm talking from experience, not from reading books. Let's go, y'all.
And experience is never at the mercy of another's theory. Brother Kevin Miller, come on, brother.
Thank you, Brother Eric. So right quick, family. I thought about a conversation. Okay. I thought about a conversation Mr. Michael Delco and myself and a couple of my teammates had over the weekend. In particular, he was helping Mr. Rodney Kennedy. And at the end of the conversation, Mr. Delco gave us some marching orders.
in regards to executing our list. And Mr. Kennedy chimed in and said, well, I don't think I'm ready, Mr. Delco, to share the business yet because this, that, and the other. And I really want to get a greater understanding and know what I'm talking about before. And so Mr. Delco shared his own experience. And pretty much what he said was this, family. When we are sharing the opportunity or when we hesitate to share opportunity, because we begin to assume, Kevin, assume what the prophets want to say. As soon as you do that, Kevin, you're playing God. As soon as you do that, Kevin, you put your butt on my seat. All I'm asking you to do, Kev, is sow a seed. I'll give the increase. I'll give the water. I control the ground that is on. All I'm asking you to do is be Johnny Appleseed. Kev, can you be Johnny Appleseed for a day? I'm out, family. Thank you, brother.
Woo! Okay. Thank y'all for pouring gas on my little comment. All right, now, this is what I'll say. And in no particular order. Building an organization requires effort. It requires effort. And one of the things that I do to encourage the activity to maintain momentum is to be consistent. We have to be consistent in whatever we undertake, whatever portion of it is ours. We have to be consistent with that because eventually you'll be known for that thing you're consistent in. And if it's in line with the pursuit of that community, it'll only grow that community. It will be duplicatable. Everybody understand that so far? Let me know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, yes.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
One thing I need to put across. That training last night was a training that was in tenses, T-E-N-S-E-S. It related to past, it related to present, and related to future tense with a desire for ultimate perfection, meaning what it is that we intend to be known for or destined to do. Okay? So here's a word of caution. Be careful what we celebrate. When we share those things that you appreciate about myself or Sister Yatira or Mr. Dalco, understand why you're celebrating it and ask yourself in that celebration how that will advance me in the opportunity, because that's where the true celebration comes, when you're able to reflect that which you are embracing. If you're embracing that which you cannot duplicate, then you will still be in the same space you were when you heard it a day ago, a week ago, a year ago, a month ago.
Yes.
Anybody understand what I'm saying? Let me know.
Absolutely. Go ahead, brother Eric.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
I'm not
Got it.
negating anything that was said by myself or Sister Yatira or Mr. Dalco last night. But I am a realist. And I do know that the majority of us are not in the space of sorting yet. We're not there yet. We're still growing. We're quite organic. And it's easy to say, I'll leave them on the side, when truthfully, you're just making an excuse not to move forward with your dreams.
Right.
We have to be really clear on how we delineate, how we distinguish, how we discern, so that we can continue to move forward and not remain stagnant, rooting other people on, at the same time allowing a disease to fester in us, that disease of inactivity.
Root it out, brother. Root it out.
Okay, so I'm saying that because part of no quit and never giving up is not forgetting. I shared it last night. I'm 61. I think I'm 61. All right. I didn't become a wealth builder till I was 57 years old. And I didn't start the process until I was 60. You understand? So I spent all those years being deaf, dumb, and blind and practically out of my mind when it came down to any kind of understanding of what it is to build wealth or even have a generational future to consider. And we have to be honest with ourselves of where we are and where we were, and then we'll understand why people aren't doing some of the things they could be doing or should be doing by our opinion, not their experience in our downline. You heard me say last night, I send out practically every other day a reminder to all 506 people that I've personally sponsored. That takes some commitment to remind people, to prick the conscience. If they had enough in them to register with you, you owe them the right to grow. You don't know them, you can't see them, you're not face to face with them, you're not walking with them, you're not talking with them. You don't know. So don't give up. But I'm not saying wait on them either. I'm not saying wait on them either. I'm saying don't take the excitement or the energy or passion of others articulating the thing from the levels that we, he, she, or I operate on and use that as a fallback for doing nothing. Because at the end of it all, it's all about what goes into your life's book. What's reflected when you are called to account. What is reflected when your children are made to show and manifest the extension of your dream. One thing that I do that Dr. Best taught me, I didn't get into it last night. I'm telling you, I had a lot. I literally grabbed a composition book and filled it nearly halfway. But I found that I was full. I didn't realize, and we don't often realize, how much we really know until it's put to task. I can relate wholeheartedly to what Brother Ed is saying. Y'all don't hear me. But I'm going to be reaching out to Brother Ed in a couple of days because y'all going to hear him by his permission. Y'all going to hear him. What I do, I'll pick up the phone in my downline. Ask Keith Hans Muhammad, Abdul Rahman, Jocelyn Burrell, Denise Renee Muhammad. I will pick up the phone and I'll talk to you. I say, hey, who can we call right now? Who can we call right now? Part of the reason why our success is limited is because we sign off when they sign up. Did y'all hear that?
I want to say that again, brother.
That was good.
Might want to say that one again, brother E.
You say it for me, Brother K. What did I just say?
I said because we sign off when they sign on.
There we go.
You hit that joint. Wow.
There we go. We get them on, we celebrate them. And Mr. Dalco didn't finish the point last night. But what finishes that point is, what are you doing? He said, you sign him up and bring him on. What are you doing? We create the dead wood because we're committing murder.
Oh my God.
We have to bring people along. We have to guide them into what we understand. And we can't be impatient with that process or you will forever be impoverished. God brought us here first, and he brought us here first to do something, to create change in the lives of all, because God is after all. He ain't after just a few, but he uses a few to get us all. Make sense?
Makes perfect sense, my man. Makes perfect sense, brother.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
So look,
yes.
when we master prospecting, Mr. Johnson is a master prospector. You know what makes him a master at it? Because he hears more than he says. So when it comes back to you, it comes back relevant. It comes back substantial. It comes back as something that you can use and apply because he's willing to hear. That's a skill. in him is an exemplified gift. You see, I don't know if you remember what I said, that I keep looking back at I got a bunch of clocks in here trying to show where's the East Coast time. Okay, so I talked about last night. I don't have the note in front of me, but average people and exceptional people. What takes us from average to exceptional? Average person sells and tells. We get off on hearing our own voice. We got so much to say because we really want to convince you, and all you're really doing is telling the next person you're trying to convince yourself. That's what happens. That's what happens. Okay. When we're willing to go through the process and not fear the process, then we grow into and toward becoming exceptional. Because we find ourselves minimizing the conversation and creating this 30-second model. It's so natural. This 30 seconds that you use to investigate and interview people so you know just how far to go. It's a natural progression as we consistently work. You say, Brother Eric, I found all those people. I can't do that, really. The average amount of people that I sponsored over the last 17 months, do you know what that equates to? A half person a week. One whole person every 2 weeks. That's 2 people a month. You can't do that? We do it, but what are we converting them to? What are we bringing them to? What are we having them sign up on? They sign up on our apathy. Why should they be more interested than you? They're fired up when they come, and then it dissipates. Do you blame them? No, they're duplicating what you provide. Boy, this is the Dalco side of me coming out. because it's a process. We don't get there right away. We don't get there once we hear it over a training. We don't get there when we follow an audio or video presentation or reading the book. It doesn't come right away. It comes through the process of applying application. But in order to do it successfully, in my humble opinion, you can't forget. So remind everybody in your downline daily and keep working for new people. New blood breeds new life. New blood breeds new life. New blood breeds new life. This is the ultimate dead and bread program. You go after the mentally dead, you'll get the bread. The mentally dead are those who are conditioned to go through life every day as they have, as we do. But until an opportunity is introduced to them, mind you, 98% of all the people are just going back and forth to work, going back and forth to jobs, going back and forth to school, just going back and forth and forth and back. That's the song, isn't it, Brother Ed? Back and forth and back and forth, right? That's all we do. Okay? We don't know different until we're introduced to different. You go to a job every day, and then all of a sudden a workshop takes place or a seminar takes place, and someone comes in and says something, and you're like, oh my God, you mean I can do something different? That's when it turns on, and we are not in charge of that. We have no responsibility in that other than exposure. We just continue to drip. So you remind everybody in your downline pleasantly. You don't beat them up. You don't badger them. You don't talk about their mama and them. You don't do any of that. Because you're not responsible for when they bring the $1 million to your downline, but God has put them there for that purpose. God has put them in your organization for a purpose. All right, I'm gonna stop. But don't forget, we are practically neophytes new to this game. I heard everything that was said last night because I went and replayed it. And Mr. Dalco is operating from a space that I want you all to consider. He is still operating from a space where he has to represent us, Black people, as a Black man. He's the only fly in all that buttermilk. And I don't care what people think about the opportunity. We still have to overcome ourselves to recognize the power, to recognize the gift, to recognize the example of a Michael L. Dalco. Y'all understand what I'm saying? This is a real talk moment. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Understand, brother.
This is not
Perfectly, brother Eric.
Yes, brother Eric.
you know,
Yes,
Absolutely.
you don't have
yeah.
to be coy here. Racism exists in the world.
Yes, yes.
It's here. Racism exists. Xenophobia exists in the world. There's so many isms
Yes.
that this man has to work with, and he's in the middle of a globalism.
Yes.
He has the ear of a man from Croatia. He has people working with him from Canada, Mexico, Montreal, Italy, Malta, all these different, South Africa, all over this planet, people are working with this man.
Mm-hmm.
And you think there's not a handful of people who are upset with the fact that God gave him the gift of vision and he allowed that vision to connect with a multi-billionaire servant?
Come on, brother.
You don't think he has his challenges? You don't think he has his issues? He does. And what you hear coming about sometimes is coming from a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Because he is so in love with us, he doesn't want to separate and stay there with that billionaire companion. So we have to step up so we can take charge. You hang with the billionaire. We'll take care of the multimillionaires, the millionaires, the thousandaires, the hundredaires. Let us do it on our level. You do what you need to do on your level.
Right.
But he sees us slipping, and he's afraid for you and I. So when he articulates certain things, you got to understand he's coming from a whole nother vantage point that has nothing to do with my personal, how I see him, because I know him on my broke ass level. Oops.
Speak the truth.
Come on, brother Eric.
Continue on.
Okay.
Tell the truth.
Well,
Thank you, brother
That's
Eric.
what you was holding back last night. That's
Real
that
talk.
holdback from last night. You
brother
had to let that out.
All right now.
He did hold back last night.
We won't
Yep.
YouTube this one, right?
Sometimes you got to bring the rod, family. Sometimes you got to bring the rod.
Oh,
Yep.
OMG.
You do understand that he's operating on such a level. You know, Mr. Dalco, truthfully, is above being my boy.
Yeah.
He's way beyond that. He doesn't want to be, but he is.
Yes. Yes.
And we have to honor that and respect that in him and not get so disheveled or disgruntled when we see him do things that don't fit our particular way.
Right. That's
We're
right.
not in the space. We don't love him more than God. God put him there. And if we didn't, the only thing I think that we are compelled to do is ask God to continue to keep him and protect him.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it's also a very volatile environment to be in.
Yes, it
you
is.
think these gangster behind bankers want us to be our own bank?
Yes, sir. Come on, brother Eric.
Do you think they want that? Do you think they want to lose out on the
That's
asset
right.
that we're
That's
developing?
right.
Do you think they want to lose out on the control of the masses that they've had for hundreds and thousands of years? Do you think they want to just let that happen?
He said these gangster bankers.
Come through with a word, Brother Eric.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you so much.
I know we
Tell
gotta
the truth.
go. I know we gotta go. I'll do a live stream. I'll be back this afternoon. Man. May God bless us. Over to you, Mr. Johnson. Oh.
I can't wait for the live stream. Family, it's that time. If you would be so kind, please unmute the mics. We're going to love on everybody and head over to that power call. Let's go.
Let's go.
Family. Love and light. See y'all on Power Call.
Great seeing you, Miss Roz Reigns.
Love you all. Love you,
Family, love you.
Let's go.
Love.
Recording in progress.
If you find it in your heart to care for somebody else, you will have succeeded. We are only as blind as we want to be. I got my own back. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. I respect myself and insist upon it from everybody, and because I do it, I then respect everybody, too. Determined to live life with flair and laughter. I've learned that I still have a lot to learn. I work very hard, and I play very hard. I'm grateful for life, and I live it. I believe life loves the liver of it. I live it. Whatever you want to do, if you want to be great at it, you have to love it and be able to make sacrifices for it. Courage. You develop courage by doing small things like just as if you wouldn't want to pick up a 100-pound weight without preparing yourself.
This coronavirus is bigger than 9/11 or Pearl Harbor or anything we've ever seen before. And on the biggest picture of all, the coronavirus and the coming crash, financial collapse possibly, marks the end of the industrial age and the beginning of the information age. It's a very big move. And the people that are in trouble today are people still stuck in industrial age thoughts. The people that are struggling financially haven't moved on yet. Those of you at home right now who are sitting going, but I'm going to lose my job, my house, my pension, and all this, it's because you're trapped with old thoughts. And as most people know, is that, when I came up with Rich Dad Poor Dad 20-something years ago, mainstream media crucified me. They said, Rich Dad Poor Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, the rich don't work for money. Savers are losers. Your house is not an asset. And I was crucified, just crucified. And the good news is the most important thing you can have right now is not job security, but meaningful work. So you and I don't need the money, but our work is meaningful. And it's our meaningful work that gets us through the hard times. So the good news is my company is sold out. We cannot keep up with product. The bad news is the supply chain shut down. But that's a good problem. We have tons of cash. I have gold, I have silver. And I do have challenges in the real estate market, but that's going to make me stronger. That's my only attitude I can have. Otherwise, I just cry and say, well, the government should take care of me. I need a bailout. I need a stimulus. And stimulus means welfare for the rich. When I talk to young people, which drives the school teachers, I don't go back to schools anymore because I'm not politically correct. You know what I mean? So I went back, so when I would explain the Fed to them, I said, well, just think of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. There was the Tin Man, there was a straw man, and there was a lion with no heart. And so they thought they could go see the wizard, and the wizard would give them what they asked for. So they'd prance along the yellow brick road and they pull back the curtain and it's a midget back there, this big illusion. And that's Ben Bernanke, Janet Yellen, and this guy Powell. And before that was that other character, I forget his name already. But everybody thinks they're wizards, but they're controlled by grunge, gross universal cashless. Our wealth is stolen via the money we work for. We need financial education because the real problem of this crisis started back in 1904 when the richest guys on earth took over the education system in the United States. They formed a thing called the General Education Board. It was formed by guys like Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan. And what they pulled out of education was financial education. And that's why I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was a warning shot across the bow back in 1997. I said, wake up, something's coming down the road. So we're here right now. This is the biggest transformation in the history of the world. It's from industrial age to information age. I'm doing well because I made the transition. I'm making more money than ever before. I have problems, but I'm making more money than ever before. But if you're losing money right now, the problem starts in what you were taught in school. Because they never taught you anything about money. They never taught you about a financial statement, like my rich dad did. They teach you that diploma is everything. It's a piece of toilet paper. BS.
And you buy into that mechanism of money, and you believe that that is the only thing to focus on. And what you're saying right now with these stimulus packages is all of this money being given, quote unquote, away by the government to everybody is actually devaluing your dollar, it's devaluing your pension, it's devaluing your savings, and it's wiping out businesses. So you're dying by this sword.
This is how what Fuller talked about, the prison is inside our head, Buckminster Fuller. It starts with misinformation and misorientation. Misinformation, misorientation. And he says, how dare our schools punish kids for making mistakes? How else do you learn if you don't make a mistake and learn from your mistake? He says, God designed us. I'm not really religious, I'm not preaching here, okay? God designed us to learn by making mistakes. For instance, a baby learns to walk by falling down. Baby learns, to ride a bicycle by falling off the bicycle. Tiger Woods, the greatest golfer ever in history of the world, because he made more mistakes than you and I did. But our schools punish you for making mistakes. 2008, it was, those credit default swaps. It was for residential real estate. So they bailed them out. This next crash is for the hedge funds and private equity that invested in all this commercial real estate. So I have another $100 million project coming out. I just got bailed out. I just got backed up by the Fed and the government. So that's why it's socialism for the rich. Unfortunately, it's for the poor middle class, those that work for money. You're on for World War II was 25 billion. Every day today, they're printing 125 billion. Every single day. That's like 5 World War IIs per day. They're printing so much money to keep this think of a hot air balloon with a tear in it. And they're doing desperately trying to fix this tear. No matter how hard they try, the tear has gone beyond, it's coming down. So in financial terms, it's called our debt to GDP has now gone from 60 to 90 to 105, it's going to 120. We're bankrupt. And they're going to print more and more money, which means savers are losers, just as I predicted. Your money is going to be worthless in a few years. Wow. So my message is, this is metamorphosis time. Financial education is really financial transformation. And the definition of metamorphosis is very important. Metamorphosis, the definition is the evolution or the transformation from an immature form to an adult form. An immature form to an adult form. Metamorphosis is the same as a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. And Fuller always said there's nothing to predict a butterfly inside a caterpillar. So everybody listening right now, if you're struggling financially, just think of yourself as a little caterpillar. And this crisis is your cocoon. The question is, what do you emerge as? Do you emerge as a victim? The world did it to me, and the capitalists are crook, and the rich are bastards, and all this stuff? Or do you say, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened to me? The choice is between your head, your heart, your body, your mind, your spirit. That's where the choice, the metamorphosis, the evolution or the transformation from an immature form. Mommy, daddy going to take care of me. Mommy and daddy going to pay for my education. The government's going to give me Social Security. I have a 401k. My employer's an asshole. You're going to evolve from that into an adult. That's metamorphosis.
it does sound like a little kid.
If you grow up mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, and health-wise, voila, this is the best thing that happened to me. But if you're still a victim, you're not going to make it. The metamorphosis begins when you look in the mirror. And it's just like when I was going to blow this little boy's head off in Vietnam. I said, why am I doing this? Why am I going to kill this little 10-year-old boy? And he was a Viet Cong. I mean, I was justified by the rules of engagement to shoot him. But one day I wondered, why am I doing this? And if you're standing in front of the mirror today, with this coronavirus and looming depression, how did I get here is the question. What don't I know? What did my information, education, cultural background, what did not prepare me for today? That's where the transformation or the metamorphosis begins. I mean, you take responsibility. Everybody talks about rights, but we have personal responsibilities too. And unfortunately, our university systems have failed us miserably. And the reason for that is every professor wants tenure. That's my whole family. That was the most important thing about getting a job was tenure, job security for life. And that's what they teach kids without knowing it. They teach kids that life is dangerous and you need to be protected. So they're immature. College professors are some of the most immature. They might be very smart mentally, but immature financially. They can't take care of themselves. So they're teaching kids to be victims. That's why these trigger mechanisms and you can't say words that are hurtful and all this stuff. So they're teaching that you're a victim, you're vulnerable. And what you teach and what I teach is that, hey, don't be a victim, be proactive.
Can you just talk me through a few asset classes and explain kind of what's going on? Because I still think it's important for you to walk us through some basics, Robert, and whether that's real estate or oil or gold and silver, which you call God's money. Maybe you can give us all just a quick education on kind of some of that stuff. And I also heard you talking about something called the US crypto dollar. I don't know, maybe you could define some of those things for us right now.
Well, gold and silver were here when the earth was formed. Do you know what I mean? It'll be here long after we're gone. It's God's money. God made it. And in our language, it's called counterparty risk. There's no counterparty risk. Your counterparty is God. That's pretty good. That's like a co-signer is God. The banks will back you up. Who's your co-signer? Oh, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad. Okay, we'll give you the money. So gold has that. Now gold goes up and down because the gold market is manipulated. The futures market, the ETF market, GLD, SLV, and then physical gold. So the thing I think is interesting is the price of gold goes down, but you can't buy any gold at the physical market. So the futures market is coming down, the GLD price is coming down, paper market is coming down, but physical, you can't get anything on it. Why? It's because the rich are hoarding it. The rich are hoarding gold and silver like toilet paper and guns. The poor and middle class are calling their financial planner, and the financial planners tell them to stay in it for the long term. And meanwhile, the rich are getting out. Wake up is my message.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mighty Monday Power Call. I am Dr. Rhonda Hollins in the house and ready to share some great information and welcome everybody here. Dr. David, are you with me this morning?
I am trying to get in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Something about unmuting and getting that video running and started. I tell you what. Welcome, everybody. We are excited to be here and open up this wonderful Monday, June the 6th, with you guys. And certainly for any guests that may be with us, we want to certainly welcome you, and new members, welcome. We are here Monday through Saturday. And as you saw on the previous screen, this is something that we do to help everybody to get their day started out, right? Monday through Saturday, get motivated, get some great things going into your ear and your eye gates there. So that is so important. We are certainly Proud to be wealth builders. We are full-time in this industry and your host for this Monday Power Call. All right, so we do again want to say hello to all of you out there, my family of moderators. Help me welcome you, and all you have to do is type your name in the chat, and we want to say hello. So let's go. Let's see who's with us today. All right.
Gloria Williams is
Morning,
here.
Miss Anthony
Yes.
Hood's in the house. Good morning.
Billionaire
Donna is here.
Keisha Walker's in
Bernard
the house.
Jackson.
Miss Eileen
Anthony
Houston
Hood
in the
is here.
house.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good
Yes,
morning,
yes.
Miss
Blue
Eileen.
in the house. LaDonna
Kevin
Kelby,
Milliner
good
is in the house.
morning.
Good
Coach
morning,
Blue,
Kevin.
happy birthday,
Sophia
girl.
X.
A birthday.
Eileen's in
Deb
the house.
Nixon.
Deborah
Eric
Nixon.
Williams
Deb,
is
good
here.
morning.
Yes, yes, yes.
Elite Heights
Margaret
out of
Knight.
Phoenix,
We
Arizona.
got
Johnson, Linda
Danny Green.
Hanna.
Good morning, Danny.
Yes,
Good
yes.
morning,
Hey,
guys.
Nicole.
Demetra Killing.
Well, Calhoun,
Brenda
straight out of
White,
Compton.
Jennifer
Jennifer
Ferguson.
Roberts in the
Yes,
house.
yes.
Good
John
morning.
Creek in the house.
Good
Heavenly
morning,
Milk,
Renee.
Nate,
Renee
Dean,
Gant. I
Brett.
see you, Renee.
Yes,
Good
yes.
morning.
All right. Yes, those two doctors. Whoosh.
You're here. Ooh.
The birthday boy, Mr. Roger Williams, is
Yes,
in
he
the
is
house.
in the house.
Yes,
Taylor
Big
Gang is
Bill.
here. Good morning, Sister Lakeisha McKnight. Wow. Well, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely a pleasure again to greet you. And, you know, for those that are new, it's so important for you to understand what we do here at Wealth Builders Worldwide. And this certainly is our mission. And it is to provide individuals worldwide with the tools required to enhance their lives, achieve their dreams, and build massive wealth. We are salespeople. We are a sales team. We do not sell products, goods, or services, but we sell people on the infinite possibilities of their lives and the power of their dreams. And we sell people on never giving up because we know that this is a noble cause. So, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, being a wealth builder is a wonderful position to hold, and we welcome you as new members. We welcome you as guests to our platform today. And my husband and I are just going to share and break down a little bit about what you saw today. And of course, we started out with the wonderful Maya Angelou. And I love her sayings, and this is one of those sayings, if you can see it. Life is not measured by what the number of breaths you take, but by the number of moments that take your breath away. And we have to remember that, right? There's moments that happen for us that sometimes can take our breaths away and other times can push us back if we allow them. So in our recall or recap today, let's just talk a little bit about, you know, what Robert Kiyosaki was talking about. He's really giving wake-up calls. And we get wake-up calls. Sometimes we can listen to them and not pay attention to them, or maybe think that he's not talking to me. Well, I think he's talking to anybody that has an ear to hear and understands that the world is changing and there's some things that we need to do. So in that, people are struggling. All of us on this platform have our own respective struggles of some sort, but I hope we can break down some of what he shared to help us to get past that, which means that we have to morph into something else. Isn't that right, Dr. David?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'll tell you, Dr. Rana, there's just so much going on. But before I start my little review from what we just heard, I just want to congratulate Brother Big Pill on his belated birthday we had the other day. We didn't have a chance to get on and say anything to him, but I know we want to at least let him know that we know you're there, brother. Happy birthday to you. And I believe we got several birthday people today just popping in today. As Dr. Rana, you see as well. Happy birthday to everybody. Yes. Guys, last night, we were actually watching that broadcast with Mr. Delco and Sister Yatera and Eric Teray. And if you guys really missed that, you missed a treat. You need to go back and see that, because that's right on board with what we're talking about. So I want to get that in. I know you might say something about it, but I want to bring it out that people know I was there too. So Dr. Rhonda, what I saw today, not only what Ms. Maya Angelou started off with about ourselves as people, is where we are today. And one of the last things I picked up on this whole thing this morning was wake up. Wake up. So here's what he started with, talking about the virus. And this is my recap here. It says, the end of an industrial age. And now we're in the beginning of something we call the information age. The industrial age is out. And the problem is a lot of people are still living in the industrial age. And what I mean by that, jobs. Just go to work, get up, go to work and have a job. And my company's going to take care of me. My 401k, my pension plan is going to be there. That's kind of like still in the industrial age. And we're waiting for the bailout of the government. Well, that's not going to be the case, ladies and gentlemen. And Dr. Rhonda, why did you pick that video? I think we talked about this last night. And is that because you're from Kansas and the Wizard of Oz? And
well,
yeah,
that's a story for another. That's a story for another time.
That's a story for another time.
It has meaning because it wasn't until I found out later how that story that we watched year after year after year really had some subliminal messages behind it. And some people may be aware and others may not, but there's a code.
There's a message in the madness
going on behind that. And Robert Kiyosaki he always brings it out. And this is a very, very one of his latest, maybe a couple of days old. He takes us back to remember what didn't happen. That's why he always opens most of the time talking about the failed education system and the programming that went on. But then he does this shift to show us that we can change if we want to.
Yes, we can.
He said that he was able to make it out because he transitioned. And I like to liken that to what Wealth Builders is doing, in terms of doing meaningful work too. Because meaningful work, in my opinion, is showing people and being there to, just like last night, having that type of training that was needed and necessary to help everybody shift their mindset. It's not going to happen overnight, but the more we enforce it and repeat it and hearing, as the word says, we will eventually get it, right? And we can make those appropriate shifts that will help us to get to the next steps, because we're all at different points, but we're striving for the same thing, and that's called freedom.
All right. Well, hey, what you're saying there is we got all this kind of broke down today in quarters here, but I want to address a few more of these things. And that little perk about the Dorothy thing is about the little wizard back there. The wizard today, this is what I wrote down. The wizard today is your Fed, the federal government. That's the person behind the coin, pulling the little cords and pulling out change. That's the wizard, okay? So today, what are we missing, guys? And here's the thing about the education system, they actually pulled out the need for financial education. So financial education is the key. And I don't care what you do, what kind of job you have. If you're missing the financial education part, you're going to miss the same. And they say the prison is where? The prison is right up here. It's in our own head. And he talked about the misinformation. We've been misguided and misorientation. We have not been getting the orientation that we need. And how else they talk about here, ladies and gentlemen, how you got to learn if you don't make mistakes. We got to make mistakes to learn. And I know a lot of us have made a lot of mistakes when it comes to finances. I hope you guys are ready to learn. So here's the last point I want to try to make. Those of us that work for money, you really, you're on your own. There's nobody help you. There's no advisors. There's no government, nobody. You're on your own. The government is printing more money today, Dr. Ronna, than they did back in World War II. It was $25 billion for that whole war. Today, we're printing $125 billion a day, $125 billion a day. So your dollars right now is going to be worthless, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on in the next few years. And that metamorphosis, here's the thing. It's the evolution of the transformation of an adult. You evolving, and that's where we are today. Last point. What is it that you don't know? Let's talk about that, Dr. Ronna. Back to you.
Absolutely. And that transformation is amazing. Even last week in our Women in Crypto, we were talking about that butterfly. And this is so important here because it's like, if you're struggling, you can see the crisis as a problem. But he said, what are you doing? What are you going to do to emerge from it? So if we can only see ourselves in a cocoon right now, this is our opportunity to come out and emerge as that beautiful butterfly. And, so this really, if you want to look at it the way he's saying it, are you saying, or can you say, this is the best thing that's happened to me?
Wow.
This is the best thing at whatever your age is right now that's happened to me. so that you can say, it's my opportunity to wake up and make some things happen. And that's the message, again, that Wealth Builders makes the attempt to do every day. I'll say we can call these podcasts every day. There's a podcast, there's a presentation, there's something where we're sounding the horn and letting people know that you've got to do something different. These platforms are not about any entertainment or anything like that. There's a message daily that Wealth Builders is sounding out alongside Robert Kiyosaki and the powers that be that have money to say, we have got to change our lives and do something different.
Yes, we do. So the key is be proactive, guys, and don't be the victim. So here's the time for us to get involved. Let's get in front of the curve.
Absolutely.
That's all I got. Thank you, Dr. Ron.
All right, so this is where we're actually going. Take a look at our brand new video.
The origins of life in the universe. First stages in human evolution. First simple technologies that started making our life easier. Welcome to Lydian World. We are glad to introduce our multi-ecosystem. Here, the rewards are generated thanks to the fees applied to each service or product behind an income resource such as staking pools, credit card swipe commissions, mining fields, assisted trading, non-fungible tokens marketplace, interactive airdrops, mainnet masternodes, trivia games, etc. Available on platforms and devices. More than 3 million users expected by the end of 2022 could reach a milestone of $5 billion in total resources. Lydian World, the place where you can explore, earn, and have fun.
Yes, yes, look at that. So what will you emerge as? That's the question. So my gosh, wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that wonderful? And certainly something
Dr. Ron, don't leave me out now. I got my Lydian World back here.
Yes, I need that background as well. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's just an honor and a privilege to be partnered and working alongside leaders that, boy, I tell you what, have helped us to even get into this position. And that's none other than the amazing Mr. Michael Dalco and his wife, Manisha Dalco. Mr. Dalco, you have the floor. Thank you so much.
Oh man, what a call today. Good morning, Dr. Rhonda, Dr. David. I'm gonna kind of be all over the place. So
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, big brother. I was looking at Dr. Rhonda's face. She had her camera on while the video was playing. That's exactly how I feel about our company and about that video. I was just like, what? I already added that video to our presentation, the one that I had for Lydian World. I took that out, put that one in. And man, okay, let's see. Where are we going here? All right, let's see if y'all can track with me on this. So I've been having several conversations where people are saying things like, man, it's a lot to learn. Phew, oh my goodness, it's a lot. And Dr. David was just telling us the industrial age is ending. Let me tell y'all what was a lot. Let me just kind of tell y'all where we are in history right now and why people say the erroneous thing that they say this is hard. This is so not hard. I'm gonna prove it. Let me tell you what's hard. You're a little kid. Your parents drop you off at a building with some strangers, and then they go off somewhere, you don't know where they are or what they're doing, and you're away from your parents as a little baby, a little kid, 5 or 6. You're away from your parents who God gave you all day, 8 hours. You don't know where they are. You couldn't get to them. You couldn't leave where you are and go to your parents if you wanted to. You have no clue where they are. That's hard. And then they're teaching you stuff, and they go class to class, and you got to learn new stuff every year. You advance a. That's hard. You're being forced to learn and compete with people in the next chair next to you, just like you compete with the cubicle next to you. And it may not even be your real proclivity. It may not even be what you're really born to do and what you're good at, but they force you to learn math, trigonometry, calculus, geometry, social studies, history that's not even real. They force you to learn it, and it's against everything your spirit is saying. That's not right. But how dare you speak out against what they're telling you? They will sit you in the corner and force compliance upon you. That's hard. And then you go through 12 years of that foolishness, and then they make you believe you need a degree to get more of what you're not already getting. And then they give you a loan to pay back. So you get a job to pay back that. And what they did is they meticulously and gradually forced upon you this super complex system that makes no sense. And then you try to go make a living on it. And all that stuff you learn, you end up getting a job using absolutely none of it. You don't use any of it. They made you learn all that BS only to ball it up and throw it in the corner, and you go work for some warehouse like I did, or some retail store like you did. Get any job you can get to pay off the stupid loan that you went to college to get the stupid piece of paper to say I can now apply for a job. That is hard. And then you come over here with us and we say, hey, check out this metaverse. And we teach you this stuff in one day. And because you got all that junk in your brain of how not to be successful, you think you have the illusion, Neo and Trinity. That is hard. This is not hard. You can learn this stuff in 3 weeks. You can be an expert like Dr. Rhonda at this stuff in 3 weeks. It's just that they've indoctrinated us to make us believe that somehow this networking thing is irrelevant and you really need to get an education. I'm so sick of this stuff. I'm so excited about those of you who are plotting the path and planting your flag and running on us in this journey with Wealth Builders Worldwide as we assist the inimitable Mr. Joseph Haidt in bringing this vision to the world. You're doing that, and you are to be applauded. And if the world ridicules you, pat yourself on the back, because we're going somewhere and we're going to make it big. So congratulations, Wealth Builders. Congratulations, Gladiators. Let's go. Dr. Rhonda, I approve this message.
I can't even get the words out. Thank you, Mr. Delco. Yes, this
I like he's on fire, Dr. Rhonda. I don't know. That's
he
fire.
is on fire. I'm sitting here emotionally fighting back tears, excited, happy, just knowing that we're in a great space, but we all of us have to fight through whatever it is that you're dealing with to get there. Yes, education, yes, family members, yes, negative stuff going into your ear gates that you haven't turned off on a daily basis, from news to whatever it is. Yes, we have to transform ourselves. Thank you, Mr. Dalco, and thank you for what you poured out last night. Absolutely the truth. So we have to do it, family. Let me keep moving forward here. And I do want to, for any new members or family guests that we have on with us, introduce you to the beginning of Wealth Builders Worldwide. The beginning, everything has a beginning, starts with a dream and a thought. And we are beyond honored and thankful for this gentleman you see right here, Dr. Ty Best, who him and his family pressed through. And they pressed through to the point of changing lives all over the world. still changing lives all over the world. He's not available to talk with us this morning, but we can feel his energy just being here. When we say the word dream and dream bigger, when we look at the word, the Dream Chaser Manifesto, the words on that book, we absolutely can feel what was started by him. And I tell you what, it's huge. Mr. Dalco.
Yeah, and I want to say on behalf of our senior partner, Dr. Best, we're praying for you. Keep healing, continue to heal. Dr. Best, even not feeling up to par, regional director, 6 days into the month, headed to national. You're a bad man, sir. We salute you. Back to you, Dr.
Ooh, to that.
We salute you.
Yes, sir.
Team. Yes, indeed. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, that is the man. I tell you what, and that's why we're striving for freedom, because we have someone who has done it, several who have done it, and we know that it is very possible. So at this time, let's hear from some of our leaders. This is a great opportunity for you to salute and share what's going on in your teams, celebrate people. We want to celebrate people that believe, that have stepped out on faith, that have actually put their money where their mouth is, right? Because they are going through that transition. We have several team members. Houston International were part of the overall freedom team, have several members there that put their money where their mouth is. So our hearts and our congratulations are out to them. Can't name all of them, but we know that they are there. New members that have joined us recently that have jumped right in, took care of their $33, got their metaverse certificates. Miss Evelyn, one of the ladies, Benford, put her money where her mouth is too. Multiple certificates. So freedom is where you see it. It's your belief, your faith, and we hear that all the time as to what you see and what you are willing to stretch to do. So with that, get in the queue, and if any family moderators, which I see you right there, sis, have something to share, feel free to just jump right in.
Good morning, those two doctors. I'm telling you, what amazing.
Good morning, my sister.
Oh,
good morning.
Good
Kudos
morning.
to you. Yes,
Woo!
good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, COB.
Yes. Look, I just want to come on again and tell the panelists from last evening's training to applaud them, and what an amazing training that was. That was take away your breath training. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, you the one brought the fire. You brought
the fire.
Come on now.
Hey, I couldn't do it without them. They were simply truly amazing in what they brought to us last night, and I really appreciate it. And definitely well wishes out to Dr. Tyrone Best. But I'm telling you, the forecast for today, Hurricane Michael has hit inland at 11.5 category. Come on now. What's going on? I'm gonna have to make a ride. I can't make a phone. I'm gonna have to make a ride just to ride by to make sure that my brother and my sister's house is still in the same place. Let's go. Ow.
Bring it, Sister Sherry. That is the truth. I tell you what. So people, they're getting prepared. Get prepared, because that storm doesn't stop there. That's for sure. And thank you again, Mr. Dalco, for what you and Ms. Manisha are doing. We appreciate you so much. So let's see who we have here in the queue. Mr. Kevin Millender, you are live and welcome to the floor, sir.
Great morning, Dr. Rhonda Hollins, Dr. David Hollins, Dr. Best, Mr. Delco, Team WBW, GS partners around the world. Great Monday morning. It's good to be in the land of the living. Yes. Listen, family, I just got a couple of points. Mr. Delco, I want to thank him personally for taking a personal investment in our team's progress. And with that in mind, I have an ancient scripture that applies to Mr. Delco's spirit right now. Blessed are those who are not offended in me. The Most High using Mr. Delco as an instrument to agitate us, to move us along, to bring out the best in him. And to recap the training from the weekend, between Crypto Steve and Nikki Knox and Sister Zatera and Brother Eric Teray family, the more intricate the opportunity gets, the more intricate and simplistic and better the training and the teachers are getting, which is proving that our future is inside of us. And with that in mind, I want to segue and I want to thank my quality teammates on the West Coast, Mr. Riddell and Mrs. Riddell Ellis. They're actually on vacation in Las Vegas right now, but I got a call from him about 2 a.m. last night. He said, Kev, let's move some assets around. Let's acquire some certificates. Let's go ahead and get into the metaverse and get this generational wealth and this passive income. We accomplished that last night. I want to celebrate Mrs. Riddell, Mr. Riddell, and Mrs. Elizabeth Ellis last night for securing their assets. Shout out to them on their vacation. We were up till 4:30 in the morning last night getting it done. That's how we do it, family. Kev Mill, I'm out.
Woo, that's how you do it. Congratulations, sir. You and your team members. That is amazing. That's how you do it. That's why when you're in business, you can be in business 24/7. Man, Minister Fun, welcome to the floor, sir. How are you?
Good morning, those two doctors. Can y'all hear me okay?
We got you loud and clear.
Morning. Jerry Brown crushed it. She said it. Mr. Michael Delco is off the Richter. Hey, Mr. Kiyosaki said it too. Spiritually, physically, financially, mentally. We're going to keep drilling this in along with the financial part because it ain't going to make sense to have a bunch of money and a bunch of time and be sick. Makes no sense. Not when we can avoid it. So those that follow us on Facebook or check with your leaders, whatever, we're starting a 21-day fast in our health. We did a 21-day fast in our finances, believe that or not, at our church. Come on, somebody. Now, the information was old. It was old information, but at least we got them started. We'll bring them up to speed once we get their mind right. Hey, all of the moderators, all of the leadership, thank you for what you do. And all of our team members, y'all know I see what y'all doing. Oh, oh, oh.
We see what you're doing. That's it. Yes, sir. Thank you for chiming in and congratulations to you. All right, next we have Miss Sheila Galt. Welcome, sis. Welcome to the floor. Miss Sheila, you may have to unmute. Can you unmute? All right, sis, you may have to pop back in, okay? All right, Mr. Eric Teray Muhammad. There's one of those platform folks from last night. Welcome, sir.
It's necessary.
Absolutely necessary. Ready for revolution. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We got you.
Man, there should be some kind of citation or something that's given out for y'all causing all these heart attacks and heart palpitations. Man, those videos are fire. And that was probably the most direct that I really understood Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, you know, because it speaks to now and where we are and how we've been conditioned and how we need to get out of it and how we as wealth builders are positioned to help our people get out of it. I want to thank Sister Sherry Brown and Connect On Board for allowing me to be a part of last night. It was amazing to hear those gifts, gems, and jewels from Sister Yatira and Brother Michael L. Dalco. I want to congratulate Sister Halima Muhammad, Mr. Vincent Muhammad, Roland Muhammad, Laura Wright, Abdullah Ahmed, Michael Gall, Laura Van Grundy, Gloria Bass, Welford Hurt for securing their metaverse certificates. I want to thank Roosevelt Jenkins, who got 4 over the weekend, Mike Gall, who got 2 over the weekend, and Miss Dorcas Clark. I have to speak to her really quick. See, Sister Dorcas Clark is what Sister Otantiani affectionately calls blind but can see. She's vision impaired after a series of strokes, so she can't make out things in terms of you know, what people would do on a regular basis, on a normal basis. But this past weekend, she secured 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 metaverse certificates. And in her meta broker, she loaded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a portion of a way enough to qualify for the return after 18 months as guaranteed by BD Swiss. And now she's positioning herself to fully load the mining side of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 certificates, not to mention the DeFi that's coming from someone who has less of the faculties that most of us are in possession of, but have all of the faculties to accomplish all that we can. Shout out to her, shout out to the whole team, shout out to everybody who's willing to take this opportunity by the horns. Let's go. Oh, great call.
Man, I tell you
Let's
what.
go.
Congratulations. Look at that blowing up over there in the chat. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Eric Toure, for what you do. And thank you for sharing that, because, you know, and I hope and pray that she's on the line here, that we are celebrating her, because that's so important. That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen, making sure that we connect with people. That's part of the relationship that we have. Next, we have Khadija Muhammad. You are live. Welcome.
Yes, good morning. Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
Assalamu alaikum.
How
yes,
are you?
I just love you too, doctors. Oh my God, I'm great. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We love
got
you back.
Okay, I love the way you speak. I just love your voice. I'm putting Dr. Best in prayer every day. And I just want to let him know that he should get some barley grass by Green Supreme. He can get it on Amazon and take 10 every day. It's anti-inflammatory. It increases your strength. It cures arthritis, osteoarthritis, and rheumatoid arthritis. It gives you a lot of energy. If he takes that 10 every day, he'll be running out the door, okay, running down the block. It is that powerful, even for asthma and COPD. And then also, real quick, olive leaf is real good for atrial fibrillation and arrhythmias, and also heart attacks and coronary artery disease. And then Minister of Fun said something about the 21-day fast. I felt that by standard process. That's a real good thing for us to all purify ourselves and get whole. And to all the moderators.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Best, I'm sure he receives that, and he owns a nutrition company, so he is in pretty good hands. So thank you, sis, so much for sharing and chiming in this morning. We appreciate you. We got to keep it moving here. Next, we have Ms. Rita Harris. Thank you. Welcome. You are live. Ms. Rita?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Rhonda. Good morning, Dr. David.
Good morning.
It's Monday. You guys are blowing my mind once again. And Mr. Dalco, oh my goodness. Excuse me. I'm just, my heart is thumping this morning, and I got the works going on right now. But Mr. Dalco, you said something that I've always thought for years. Now, granted, I don't have children. And that's okay. But I see the babies out here, even in the wintertime, on the corner. They're out here early in the morning getting ready to go to what I call work, which I know is at school. They're going to school. And I'm thinking, well, where are your parents? Oh, I forgot. They're on their way to work too. So they learn how to do the work thing at the age of 4 and 5 years old, because they're standing on the corner waiting on a bus.
Yes, ma'am.
But I think about the education system, and I think about the education system and what I've gone through personally, and how I've always felt years about the money system and the debt. I'm not knocking getting an education, because I had parents who didn't even graduate from elementary school, junior high school. They were from the country, right? So education was important to them. So we all had to go to higher education. We had to make wonderful grades, be ambitious, bring A's and B's home. And then you start paying for that extra education. And then I'm one of those who tried to major in speech pathology and audiology. And it's
yes,
like,
ma'am.
I'm in debt. but I'm working in healthcare. But I'm working in healthcare, and I've done healthcare for over 30 years. But then it's like, and then I tried to get a higher education. And then my body said, I'm not doing this anymore. It shut down on me. It got me to a point, here I was grinding to get that education and trying to get at least my master's degree, my MBA, got halfway through and I was still in debt and I couldn't complete the process. And I still can't complete the process. So I'm thinking of, yeah, got a half a piece of paper, a 1.5, because I went to IT school as well. That was a debt that I had to pay. But then I realized also that even after college, the debt doesn't stop even when you die. Because somebody else is
That's right. Sister Rita, I know, I hear your heart and you're sharing and pouring out. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of people on this platform have done and gone through the same thing. And the key is, now that we know better, we can do better, and we can help change and transform the generations that are coming behind us. They're going to need that knowledge, but they're also going to, that's what we're here for. So I appreciate you jumping in and sharing that, but we do have to keep it for time's sake, keep it moving forward. But thank you for that point of education. All right. So Mr. Dalco, did you have a word you'd like to pop in at that point, or you good?
She's firing me up. I mean, I understand why she was so verbose today. This is literally criminal. I want to say one thing to what Ms. Rita Harris said. What came first, everybody? Human intelligence or a book? Which one came first? Type it in the chat room. Human intelligence, you can type in HI. Human intelligence or a book. Was there a book before human intelligence, or was there human intelligence before a book? It had to be human intelligence. So at some point, Dr. David, somebody wrote a book and suggested that others had to read it. I know we're so entrenched in what we've learned till we even apologize for telling the truth. We say, look, I'm not against education. That's how we say it. I'm not against education. Like, we have to give that disclaimer before we say it, because the indoctrination is institutionalized. It's in our DNA now. We have to feel bad that we have to say, I'm not saying education is bad, but I'm for real, guys. And here I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I'm glad we have public education, but it destroyed us. It literally destroyed us. People were waking up doing what they were gifted to do. You know, we got along fine for thousands of years with no schools. How did that happen? They built pyramids in Egypt that are geometrically sound to this day with no Yale University. How did that happen?
All the people of the world today, Mr. Delco, they didn't go to school or get college. They started out of the garage.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
The people with the money.
Now that is the truth right there. That is the truth. So if we can't see that, oh my God, you know, people arrive where they are at different points for different reasons, but it's the work that you do that makes a difference, you know. And David and I are an example of that. David has an honorary doctorate degree because of the work that he did in the community, not just running out trying to spend a lot more money to get a job or a higher position, but that was a blessing. And even for myself, was about leadership and studying and ways to be more effective, not at somebody's job, but in my own business. That's how we became those two doctors. So we get it, and we've seen what the education system has been doing. So we are striving, I tell you, to be the best that we can be in this, on this side of heaven, in this industry, which Eric Worre says is not perfect, but it is better, way better. And that's where we all need to be working to be. So that's hey, that's it. We appreciate everybody for wherever you are. And like you said, Mr. Dalco, we're not, you know, people shouldn't, you know, shouldn't apologize for what they went through, but we did what we could do because we thought that was better. And we did what we could do when the doors opened up for us because our culture wasn't allowed to do certain things. So here we are in a space where now we can change and move to a whole nother level. So my goodness, thank you guys for, just sharing and pouring from your heart, and it's all powerful. Very appreciative. Mr. Corey Hinton, you are live. Welcome to the floor, sir.
All right, good morning, Wealth Builders. I just want to give a shout out to our leadership. Thank y'all so much for doing what you do. An excellent training last night. Mr. Dalco, Eric Teray Muhammad, Sister Yatira, Crypto Steven. It was all great. I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Rhonda Gail Turner Gardner. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Thank you so much for all that you do for Team Sleep Money. We going to the top. Let's go.
Thank you, sir, for chiming in. And we're going to bring in your birthday sponsor in just a few minutes. Miss Malta-Meyer, you are live. Welcome. Miss Malta, you are live.
Oh, she's on break today.
She's on break. She can't speak. Too much going on. It's all right, sis. You'll have to pop back in there. There she is. Let's see what happens now. Miss Malta? Nope, not working. Okay. Mr. Gregory McKay, how about that? Mr. Too Tall, let's see if we can pull him in.
Hey, y'all know y'all some bad folks, boy. Y'all just do the thing all the time, man. And we're sitting here talking about the power of words and the power of systems. The power of words and the power of systems. And so we got a lot of good words last night that help us understand that we're in a great system. So it's really about the system that you're in and whether it's going to work for you or not. And so, man, I just shout y'all out because y'all know y'all some bad folks with those two doctors. I just want to celebrate a couple of folks as well, too, again, sowing into their future that we didn't get taught growing up. And I'm in this education piece here. I come from 100 years of education with college degrees going back to the early 1900s. And we can be intellectually smart, but competently ignorant about money. That is the challenge. So that's why we got to get away from all that kind of stuff. Well, I want to shout out Pastor Pamela Dixon and Pastor Lewis Dixon, Dorothy Coleman, Valerie Mudd Williams, Brenda Mudd, Carolyn Burnett, Jimmy King, Eva Greer Strong, Dee Greer, Frank Hanna, Val Hanna, Barry Banks, Travis Sanders, Vivian Butterford, Natalie Dixon, Tangi Gary, let's see, Zion Barnett, Jan Middlebrook, just so many, Lydia Dixon, Latasha Dixon, Brenda White, who was that? Nathan Edwards, Tiffany Taylor, and Tara Williams. When you sow into your life, you can change your life. And we didn't get a chance to do all that stuff growing up. Now we get a chance to really do it because it's the power of this system. And we're about to do some great things, y'all. Back to you.
Yes, we are. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for chiming in. Thank you for your leadership and all that you do. And we're going to close this segment out with Code Blue in the house, the birthday girl. You are live. Welcome, sis.
Thank you, Dr. Namesake Rhonda. Oh my gosh, this call was pure fire. Thor L, oh, I call him Thor because he's the superhero that can wield the hammer of words and knock them out. Dr. Best HU to you, you know you're gonna make it do what it do. And to Dr. David, the debt slayer, and all of the Wealth Builders Worldwide community, thank you, thank you, thank you, much appreciations. Let's go get it. Have a profitable day.
And happy birthday, Code Blue. Happy birthday.
I was wondering, those two doctors, I was fortunate or unfortunate enough to get a degree, a college degree. But do you guys know of anybody that's given refunds on those? Because I've learned more here on how to survive and about money than I have in any other those other spaces. So I'm looking for a refund.
Look, we all need to go get a refund, girl. Can you imagine how many?
Well, there is a new law,
purchased?
Dr. Rhonda. There's a new law out. If anybody owe $10,000 or less on a degree after making so money, they're gonna forgive $10,000 or less. So if you still owe, that's coming.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right now. Thank you, Connector on Board. Love you guys very much. Thank you so much for popping in. Thanks for everybody's comments, everything. Thank you so much for participating. We know this is our schedule and we talked about it and how powerful it is for you to be a part of it. If you are a new member, make sure you get a snapshot of this so that you can get plugged in. That's so important. On goldrocks.info, we have everything you need here to be successful. Every day is something amazing, and it doesn't stop. You know, even after this platform here, we have a presentation at 12 noon Eastern. We have another one at 9 p.m. Eastern this evening. So make sure you are in the space, because how you learn is by first showing up, right? You got to be there to show up to get it. So my goodness, thank you for that. And it is certainly time to build. And ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, for only $40, I was listening to a matter of fact, it was Eric Worre and his beautiful wife. Let me tell you how promotions and events get promoted. They have a couples thing that's coming up that I tell you what, we'll probably end up getting more here for $40 than upwards of, I want to say it was maybe $3,000 or $4,000 for that couples event. And that's all I'm going to say to that. So people will spend money to do certain things, but you have an opportunity to get everything you need in this space on this Super Saturday for only $40. And the value, I promise, will be much more than that. We have the benefit as Wealth Builders Worldwide to connect with a lot of these leaders individually, but I tell you collectively to get everything that you need to make sure that you can build and take your business to a whole nother level this month. I tell you, you don't want to miss it for that. So I'm excited and honored to be a part of it. My husband as well. But I just want to make sure that you understand these type of events, and what Wealth Builders is doing is an extension of that thunder that Mr. Michael Delco was sharing with you, because you have to have this to help you to move and get to the next levels. You really do. It's required. So from event to event, do the best that you can to be there and get your family of team members there as well. So we look forward to that. Make sure you get it. So with that, we are here at the end of our broadcast today. And Mr. Michael Delco, any closing statements from you, sir?
I do. I want to I want to pull the fire alarm right here. And I want to give you guys a gift. So today, if you had community nodes, it paid out again, right on schedule, 9,900 G999s per community node. Consider, if you want, sending those to Lydian World and filling some of your mining certificates, because it goes from the market price, which is less than 1/2 cent, to 2 cents per coin. You're in your back office right now, guys. So, and hold on a minute. Please don't go anywhere. Let me see. I'm getting a message right here. Let me just see real quick. Okay. Okay. All right. No problem. So go to your back office. Look at those G999s. If you want to move them to the Lydian State or mining certificates, send them to your Lydian World and load those mining certificates at 2 cents per coin. That's a 4.8 times value on your G999. That's it for me, Dr. Rhonda. Great call again today. Thank you, Dr. David, for what you do, man. And can't wait to hear you guys on the 18th on the financial education part of what we're doing here. That's a big part of it. You heard Robert Kiyosaki say, the Rockefellers, they took out the financial education piece. That's the part that you needed to not know in order to be nice or good old obedient workers. So they're going to bring it to you like they did for us today. And we'll see you guys on the next call. Thank you, Dr. Rhonda.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, We will see you here shortly at the top of the hour. Appreciate everything that you guys are doing, all your comments. Much love to you, because I tell you, that's what wealth builders do. So we'll see you here in just a few.
Cause I'm worth it $1 million a day. Watch me work it $1 million a day. Hey, 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 hey. In my wildest imagination, my whole life is just a vacation. If I believe it, I can achieve it. Put it in the air and wait to receive it. $1 million a day. $1 million a day. Said I just wanna get paid. $1 million a day. That's 1 0 0 0 0 0. Add an extra zero for me. $1 million a day. $1 million a day. Hey, said I just wanna get paid. Cause I'm working $1 million a day. Watch me work it $1 million a day. Hey, hey,
Recording stopped.
Every day, everywhere in the world, people wake up, get dressed, and head off to make a living, following the path they've chosen. But deep down inside, there's always a desire for a better way, a simpler way, a legitimate way to make more money, have more free time, and enjoy life rather than just work until we die. We have found a 100% legitimate, inexpensive, logical system with a valuable product and real-time commissions. Generate income with just a cell phone and an internet connection from anywhere at any time. Get started now, get paid now. Do you look for ways to make more money? Ask for info and we will send you more information. Let's talk.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our presentation, and absolutely let's talk. I'm Dr. Rhonda Hollins, and what a pleasure it is to host this presentation and just let you know that you can do something different. So if you're a guest that's with us here for the first time, you might want to drop in the chat and let the person that invited you know that you are here. And again, thank you for being a part of our presentation today. So I want to just dive in here and welcome you to GS Partners. And 95% of the people in the world try to save and grow their money. Okay, they're using the banking system that we've all been, utilizing and taught to use for decades, and receiving next to nothing APY. Okay, that's 0.1, right? Not 1%, but 0.1. And we want you to know that there is a better way. So I'd like to introduce you to GS Partners and our company.
The origins of life in the universe. First stages in human evolution. First simple technologies that started making our life easier. Welcome to Lydian World. We are glad to introduce our multi-ecosystem. Here, the rewards are generated thanks to the fees applied to each service or product behind an income resource such as staking pools, credit card swipe commissions, mining fields, assisted trading, non-fungible tokens marketplace, interactive airdrops, mainnet masternodes, trivia games, etc. Available on platforms and devices. More than 3 million users expected by the end of 2022 could reach a milestone of $5 billion in total resources. Lydian World, the place where you can explore, earn, and have fun.
Absolutely. See how fast the world is changing around us? And I tell you what, GS Partners is most definitely keeping up. We have offices and partners from all over the world, and your key to unlocking crypto rewards and access to everything you need to be successful in the crypto space. This is a global money system and a gateway to our crypto and blockchain metaverse, the Lydian World. You just saw that for yourself. And in the previous video, it was talking about how the world is changing and how people are just seemingly doing the same things. But yet all of this is moving at the speed of light behind the scenes. So we don't want you to miss it. We are actually part of a new digital era. It is here. And of course, Lydian.world is where it can be found. Metaverse, mining, trading, brokerage, brokerage, meta estate city development, NFTs. You saw it all in that video clip. Meta markets and meta gaming. There's so much more, but this is what you need to understand. See, our financial world has changed, and we're just now shifting to a digital world, right? Which involves crypto, and all you have to do is be willing to learn, be willing to explore, and be open, and of course, have fun on this journey. See, Lydian World is an actual gaming platform It's a global platform, and it's designed to create passive residual income and give you maximum liquidity in the crypto space. See, when you think about it this way, passive residual income is the income people would like to have while they're at home, or while they're sleeping at night, or while they're on vacation, putting in some work here and there, and that residual money keeps coming in. Think of Monopoly over the blockchain for a moment, but with real money. See, as kids, we all learned how to maneuver ourselves around that Monopoly board with paper money, right? Well, that's all changed. Over here in Monopoly, on our world, Lydian world, you don't have to, you can become a citizen. You don't own the land, but you can become a citizen, and you can really do a lot of things in this virtual space and get paid. Acquire and own citizenships and collect shares, right? Getting paid in shares in your country's crypto assets and resources for life. Does that get anybody's attention? Absolutely, for life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our meta stars and celebrities start right here. The ones that have given us this unique opportunity. And of course, May 7th of this year, right? That May that just passed, we have completed wave 1 that started December 2020 to April 2022. We are now in wave 2. And thanks to none other than our chairman of the board, Mr. Joseph Haidt, and our CTO, Mr. Alex Koshendow, for what they do to have opened this world up literally to everybody that has an ear to hear and wants to change their lives. It is a blessing, and that's what I have to say, a blessing to be connected to people who want to change the world, who want to be, take the responsibility, let me just say that, to make sure that everybody has an opportunity. And as you can see in this beautiful slide here, collage of leaders and people all over the world, Mr. Floyd Money Mayweather. Right there, that gentleman is an ambassador of what we're doing. And you know, he doesn't put his money just anywhere. He puts his money where he knows it will work. And our beloved Mr. Joseph Haidt is right there with him in the upper right-hand corner. And this just lets you know that we are in good hands, connected to people that see the vision of what's going on here, and you have an opportunity.
We're in Dubai right now. Something small, but some big money. Check it out, as you can see. I have to display it to the world because they paid. You pay and we play. Check it out. In total, we have 10 Cullinan trucks, but we're promoting, I think, 4. We're showing out a little bit. Some small, but the pay is big. Everything I do is big. Actually, this is where I'm staying at. The tallest building in the world, but I'm gonna say the biggest building in the world. We're doing small things for a big price. Check it out. Check it out, check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out, check it out.
Check it out, check it out. Yes, indeed. That's what we're talking about right there. You can see for yourself, promoting Lydian World and BD Swiss, the launch of the world's first metaverse brokerage. We are partnered with BD Swiss, 12 years old, top 3 worldwide brokerage, generating over 10 billion euros per day in trade value or volume. Servicing 1.6 million customers. Do you want to be a part of that? And number 2, Lydian World Metaverse attracts meta stars, as you just saw from Mr. Floyd Money Mayweather. And Meta Estate City developments create and construct entire cities with top architects, designers, and real estate moguls. I tell you, this is simply amazing. Yes, we are here and the opportunity is huge. We have metaverse certificates. This is how you would get started with opportunities to trade, to mine, and to have brokerage accounts set up right there that you can access in your back office, and you'll learn more once you get connected. We have in our GS Partners account, all you have to do is start as a partner, right? You get that account set up, you start your global business, and you start promoting and educating, right, this digital world with everybody that you know. It's very simple. We have professional multi-million-dollar back offices, dashboards that will keep you abreast of everything that is going on and put you in position, if you like, to share with others. In sharing with others, that opens up potentially a 9-level pay plan. You activate that membership. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a membership system here of only $33 a month. Set that in place and start sharing with everybody that you know, at least 3 people, and that will open up those 9 levels for you to get paid. And of course, that's optional, but if you're looking for residual income, I would say make sure you have that on your to-do list. Now, our disclaimer, this is a presentation to explain the products and the community rewards potential offered by GS Partners and GSB. Every effort has been made to accurately represent the GS Partners rewards plan and its income potential. All earnings or income examples will depend solely on the ideas, techniques, knowledge, skills, and the time vested into your independent business. GS Partners and GSB does not guarantee any results or success level and is not responsible for any decisions you make in relation to promoting our products or your business. All income examples used by GS Partners are not to be considered average earnings. We are not financial advisors and are not offering financial advice. Thank you for your attention to that. Monthly membership rewards potential looks like this. And again, it's not a guarantee of income, but just an example. If you were to share this with 3 people that you know, family members, friends, co-workers, it doesn't matter. They could be anywhere in the world. That opens up an opportunity for you to make a commission of 15% on that first level. And it doesn't matter how many. 3 is just the minimum number we share, okay? Now, if those 3 do the same thing, and we just kind of play with this from a 3x3x3 stance, this is going to eventually grow into something pretty huge, and you will have income coming in, commissions earned. And let's say that goes all the way down 9 levels, right? Well, the potential of that happening is great, connected depending on who you are connecting with and sharing with this opportunity with. But would $51,000 plus, and what if that was monthly, just simply because everybody's paying their $33? Would that help you? Would that put extra money in your household to where you can have different choices, different options? I think that would be helpful. And, you know, we didn't get into a lot of detail about those metaverse certificates, but let's just assume that everyone got here's an average number, $399 metaverse certificate. It could be as low as $49, or it could be as high as $100,000. Depends on that individual. But let's just use $399 for a moment. And if I drop those same numbers in here, 9 levels deep, that turns out to be over $628,000. And when I tell you people are looking for passive residual income, when they're looking for opportunities to change their life and build wealth acquired, and it's all about sharing with other people. Now, we have people that will also say, well, okay, I build all that wealth, I'm in the crypto space. Well, how am I going to exchange that? Yeah, we want to maybe exchange a little bit of it back into cash, pay some things. You can do it. And this is our
The most flexible crypto card in the world. 5 traditional currency accounts, including USD, GPB, EUR, CNY, and JPY. Currency exchange rates better than high street banks. Manage all your crypto and traditional currencies with one simple platform. Add funds to your account via bank transfer, credit and debit card, or crypto proceeds. Spend or withdraw your funds anywhere credit and debit cards are accepted. Exclusive plastic, aluminum, stainless steel, gold-plated, and solid gold cards available. 24/7 global support in multi-languages. 24/7 professional concierge services. Up to 40% discounts on hotel and travel. Instant rewards from high street retailers. Fast delivery to over 100 countries. Order your GS Lifestyle card today.
Yes. Do you have your card? That is the key. And if you don't, you need to get it. Now, there's a lot of things that's going on and people are wondering, well, how does it work? How do I get started? Well, we've narrowed this down to 6 simple steps, right? And I say simple because you connect with the person that invited you here. They will walk you through registering, right, your free GS Partners account and how to use your own referral link. Now, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is registering that account and adding crypto to it. They'll show you how to do that on a number of either different exchanges, or maybe if you're already in the crypto space, you're simply moving it from one wallet to the next. And that's in your GS Partners account, okay? Step number 3 is activating your membership. That's right, that $33, man, I tell you what, per month, opens up benefits and all kinds of value for you as a member. You don't want to miss that at all. And we have so many different benefits there. Just by being a member, you don't want to miss it. That brings us then to step number 4, where you can purchase one of the metaverse certificates, one or multiple ones, whatever it is that you choose to do. You will then, in step number 5, place those metaverse certificates into the country of your choice. Now, as people are realizing this, the more countries you're in, the more levels that you have of income coming in. That's right, income streams. That's what people are looking for. So you place those certificates and we'll show you how to get them working to the point of being able to earn up to 300% on the value of a metaverse certificate over 18 months. And that's a guarantee. We simply show you what the steps are to making that, positioning yourself to making that happen, and you are on your way. So like I said, 6 steps. Get with the person that connected you here, and we can get you started today. Our current promotional offers right now that started May 7th and continue through July 1st is very key. Again, getting those metaverse certificates where you can earn up to 300% over an 18-month period, and that certificate pays out weekly 4.15%. We have our Meta Broker managed account. Oh my goodness, you don't want to miss out on that opportunity now. So again, you've got an opportunity to get those certificates and get it loaded so that you can then have the Meta Broker managing your portfolio for you, and you will have additional bonuses and things that you can earn from that standpoint. Meta trading, more again, high leverage trading up to 2,000%. Does that get your attention? And meta mining, buying a certificate, loading it, and receiving a 100% match on that certificate and the load value after July the 1st. So ladies and gentlemen, yeah, those are some promotions, but again, it starts right here. And we want to invite you to join us, get your $33 membership in place. And this way you can start earning direct commissions, membership subscriptions on even those card swipes, the GS Lifestyle card swipes, certificate acquisition, no limits whatsoever to start earning and really growing to the point of where you see yourself financially. So simply get the link of the person who shared this information with you, and we will look to be connected here soon on GS Partners. And thank you again for your time and being a part of what we're doing here. And I say what we're doing, in other words, you took time out to see this presentation. And if you see just one thing that causes you to get started today, don't hesitate. So thank you for listening. God bless you, and get back with the person that invited you.
Recording.